Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin and Cardano. In this video, we'll take a look at the Bitcoin chart and the Cardano chart. I want to show you something different this time. I want to take a look at, by using the trend-based Fibonacci time extensions, how long the correction for Cardano could really take. That's a bit speculative. I've never used that tool before. Someone suggested it in the comments, so thanks for suggesting that. I took a look at it, but I have never really used it before, so we take a look at it and then we can track it going forward. Overall, we can see that the market currently is a bit weak. You know, yesterday the market moved between 45.5K for Bitcoin and I think 48.5 or 49, pretty much the range within which most of the option prices were lying. So yeah, it was a little bit volatile yesterday, not too much though. And we are heading into 2022, however, a little bit weak. You can see Bitcoin is down the last 7 days, 7.45%. Cardano, very, very similar. So that's the good news, I suppose, that Cardano finally is moving together with Bitcoin, without a doubt here, where in the period, you know, the last few weeks and last couple of months, actually, Bitcoin was outperforming Cardano. So that seems to be changing. That is definitely noteworthy. And also what I expect for 2022 is a really, really good year and a really bullish year after probably initial weak market. But because everything was moved out, everything was delayed a little bit, we can, I think, expect another bull run after the current correction, which can be another steep correction, to be honest, but I don't expect it to take that long. And then we can expect another major bull run this year. I suppose that is really good news. Personally, I would keep my powder dry at the moment, but that's up to everybody's own strategy. Of course, money can be made now, short term. People can short Bitcoin, whatever. I'm not here to tell you what you should do because there are so many different strategies. There are so many different, people with different, everybody has a different acceptance to risk and everything. So this is never financial advice, as you know, but I think I'm very optimistic for 2022. And if you hear the kids shouting next in the room next door, sorry about that. But I'm in the kitchen at the moment, so could be a bit loud. Let's start with Bitcoin just briefly. Not too much happened anyway, so I just want to cover it off quickly. Still in this A, B, C correction. That's what I mentioned. I do expect the C wave to play out down here, the final correction, which is also wave 2. As per the Elliott Waves, to land here in the region between 20 and 29K. That's all based on Fib levels. I did say before that your Fib levels and the Elliott Wave method that tells us for each wave count where the ideal Fib levels would lie. And for this one, it is actually between 29K and actually I think around 15K to the downside. But the target area for me, I wouldn't expect to go lower than 20K. That's only my own view, because of the last high of the last bull run, the last cycle top was at around 20K, so I wouldn't expect it to go below that. And everything that I tell you here is based on probabilities. It's never 100%. But overall, I think we are in this correction. Many people looked at it from a bull market point of view. When we were moving up here around 55K, I was then getting more bullish as well. But all the way throughout here, I was doubting it because of the structure that we created here in this region back in October, September. It didn't look bullish, not like a solid foundation for an uptrend. And unfortunately, it turned out like that. I mean, it's not still, it's not confirmed that we go down to 20 to 29K, of course. We're not there yet. But the likelihood has increased so much that I turned to this scenario when we dropped below 53K. So it's basically this missing bullish structure, this sort of all these retracements, these 99% retracements that you find in the period here, which is not looking impulsive at all, not bullish at all. And this was, in my view, very clear, and you can actually see that a 3-wave structure here, an ABC, which is part of a larger ABC, and this is playing out at the moment. So whoops, and the market is weak as we see it. There are a few cryptos which are outperforming, of course, but the question is, how sustainable is it if Bitcoin does here maybe get into this range here of the wave B, which I do expect, and then move down. And just to put a bit more detail in there, it is this ABC that I think is playing out now. We already came to the low of that wave A in my view, but even that is not confirmed yet. There are various scenarios where the wave A also possibly isn't finished yet. Then you have the wave B later, but all these scenarios point to lower prices in my view. And I did show you before, if you zoom out, you can see this is looking like a head and shoulders, and that could really take us into this target area down here. Now let's take a look at Cardano. And by the way, Bitcoin is still moving in this range between 45.5 and 52k until it's moving out of this range. There will not be any news, I suppose. All we can do here for Bitcoin is to track here the Elliott Wave triangle, which I think is forming here on the possibly here on the 4-hour chart, or on the 8-hour might be a little bit better, where you get here something like an Elliott Wave triangle with a wave A here, possibly a B, a C, a D, and the E, and out of the E you would move out to the opposite, so that would actually take us down into lower areas. But we just need to keep tracking and see if this is going to play out. Overall, in this range, everything is highly speculative. In my view, we are in this wave B. A wave B is extremely difficult to detect and to trade, and the difficulty with a wave B is it can also overshoot, so could always go a bit higher as well. So it's very, very difficult, but it's part of a correction. And what certainly confirms that, in my view, is that this is not a clear impulse what we're doing here. So it is looking very corrective. It actually is looking like a wave B, and until we move above 52k, unfortunately it's not really confirmed that this is the wave B, but it's looking like it. So Cardano here following Bitcoin. Not really want to talk too much about the chart. I think you know that if you follow me on this channel. Found support here at 120, moved up a little bit, lost most of it again. Running with Bitcoin pretty much now in a range, looking a little bit more bullish than Bitcoin, but overall nothing exciting. The good news is that we're holding above 130 at the moment. What I really wanted to show you is this tool here that you can find on TradingView on the left hand side. It's called trend-based Fib time extensions. I've never used them before, so take it with a pinch of salt, take it with a bit of it's a bit speculative, you know. What this tool gives you basically is an idea of where price moves could happen, you know, retracements or corrections or price reversals based on the Fibonacci numbers based on time, basically, you know, and based on past moves. So what you normally do, you take a low and a high, and then you put your Fib numbers in, and then it will show you on a vertical, in these vertical lines here. Down there you can see the down there you can see the Fib numbers, and it would give you an indication of when something is going to take place. Obviously, with the most significant one here being the 0.618, for example. The 0.618, which is still to come here on the 7th of February 2022. But how have I done this now? Well, I have currently, and you can experiment around with it. I played around with it half an hour now. Again, it's just really the first time I use it, but I just want to show it to you, and I keep refining it. I need to see if this actually works. It sort of looks interesting, but I've only really tried it on Cardano so far. But yeah, as I said, I had a comment, and that person asked, you know, would it not be worth just using it and to show it, and people can then get an idea of when a reversal might be expected. The problem is with Elliott Waves, and the Elliott Wave method doesn't really give us any idea of timings. So if we have here an Elliott Wave count where we would expect a reversal of the Cardano price, currently where it is in this yellow target area here, which is sitting between the 0.887 Fib level and the 0.618 Fib level, so basically between the point, and you might hear the kids next door now, which is between the 0.887 Fib level and the 0.618, so between 125 and 181. If you expect a reversal there, the question is, you know, when is this reversal really going to happen? So the Elliott Waves don't really give you that. So I think there's this idea to use the time extension tool, or the trend-based time tool. And I need to do more research on it, but I just want to put it into the video here because the Cardano price isn't doing too many exciting things. So we just want to keep it interesting, like we do with the moon indicators. By the way, there is a new moon tomorrow, so I'm not sure how that might affect the Bitcoin price again, but we took a look at the moon indicator, and again, taking it with a pinch of salt. It's sort of interesting to keep track of it. it would indicate based on that from tomorrow there would be a drop expected in the Bitcoin price. So we'll keep tracking it. And again, I'm not taking it too seriously, but just want to mention it. Here with this, what it means is that in March 2020, we obviously started to move up in a wave 1 here, in this green wave 1. We then built a large wave 2 after that, also in May. But what I did from the beginning of that wave 1 to the green wave 1, I pulled here the trend, the time tool, and it gives us now certain significant Fib levels here where we can check also if there really was a reversal in the past. So we obviously start here from the wave 1, and you can actually see that here at the 0.887 Fib level, which you can see here, which was on the 5th of July. Well, that was too early, but actually shortly after that we had this reversal, and actually the beginning of a new maybe I take the log out now, the logarithmic, now you can see it maybe more accurately. Here the 0.887, I mean, it's not to the date or anything, but you can see that actually just a couple of weeks later you started to see that massive uptrend, and then at the 0.214 Fib level you can actually see here a possible you can see the reversal. Yeah, not there yet, but very, very close as well. It looks like it's sort of like 2 weeks out. And then we had here, obviously it was slowing down, and then at the next Fib level, the 0.382, we saw a massive sell-off again. And now at the next Fib level, the 0.5, you see the first green candle and a possible reversal again. And then where it really get interesting is the next one, the 0.618, which will be on the 7th of Feb. So I'll leave it up to you to decide, is this anything meaningful? But certainly what we can see very close to these Fib levels, we see reversals. So I keep tracking it, I keep refining it. Maybe I applied it wrong, but it certainly looks interesting. There is something happening at each of these Fib levels, or actually very close to it. So let me know if you think that is of any relevance. The next expected big move would then be the 0.618, and we would need to wait probably another month for it, 7th of Feb. But if we just had the 0.5 Fib level here on the 20th of December, so it is the beginning of a potential reversal, and we talked about that. There's also when you saw here the indicator turning around, the MACD on the weekly. So I'll leave it to you. Let me know in the comments what you think. Let me know if you want me to look further into here this I forgot the name again, the trend-based Fib time tool on TradingView. Certainly find the concept quite interesting. Never really looked into it before, but we can keep tracking it and keep the keep learning together, basically. I mean, that's what it's about, isn't it? So hopefully you liked the update about Cardano and Bitcoin. If you did, please smash the like button and subscribe. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye bye.